Hey, Orion here. I've been podcasting for over 4 years now. 4 years. I started a bit unsure and insecure, but I am so much better and I'm a different woman today. I learned and grew so much. I grew as a person and I grew as a podcast host. And I had the privilege of talking with incredible people I never even imagined I can even reach. But regardless of how famous or not famous my guest is, sometimes you have a special conversation. One that is so stellar, you remember it even 4 years later. Welcome to Stellar Conversations. This is one of my absolute favorite episodes, and it will light up your day.
Welcome to Stellar Life Podcast. Get inspired and live out loud. From love, freedom, and success to having it all. Here's your host, coach, speaker, and shining star, Orion.
Roger, you're looking good.
Hello and welcome to Stellar Life Podcast. This is your host, Orion, and I am so happy to share with you my first ever solo episode. This is an achievement because I was afraid to do it, because I knew that I'm going to share something that is open and vulnerable and raw. And I did. I shared my life journey with you and also a little bit about my method. And I also am teaching you in this episode how to unleash your inner superhero. I believe that you have a part of you that is powerful beyond measure, and you can unleash her. And I'm going to give you some tools on how to do it. So stay tuned, and now on to the show.
2, 1, 0.
I have to share with you that I am so excited about this first episode. Excitement and fear are just two sides of the same coin. And if you think about excitement, if you think about fear, you actually experience the same symptoms. You experience butterflies in your tummy. You experience a little bit of shakiness, or maybe you're breathing a little more shallow. It's the same thing. But I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyways. You know, I started this podcast not even understanding that I am capable to do a podcast, because English is my second language. I have mistakes with grammar and I'm not perfect. I thought I had to be perfect in order to share my message. But what I've learned is that 93% of your communication is nonverbal. So it's not about exactly what I say. It's about how I say it. It's about the energy behind the words, and it's about the information, because sometimes, I've been traveling around the world. I've been learning from the best leaders and luminaries of this time. And a lot of the time, knowledge that seems so just common sense to me is something that other people didn't get to be exposed to yet. So it is my mission and my purpose to share with you this message. And my message is very simple. I believe that you are great. I believe that you are amazing. And I know that just as we are human beings, some days we are stronger than other days. And sometimes we forget. We tend to forget how amazing we are. So it is my purpose to remind you first and foremost how powerful you are, and then give you the tools to rise. And it doesn't matter where you are today. You can be in a place where life is really difficult and you're going through a hard time, and that can help lift you up. Or you can be in a place where everything is great, but you know what? It is just our nature to expand and grow. And there is always the next level. There is always the next level of success. There is always the next level of happiness and fulfillment. And there is always the next level of relationship and love. So this solo episode that I'm doing, and I'm going to start doing from now on, it's all about loving yourself, becoming more confident, and then for my single ladies, how to attract love and become more who you really are, shine your beauty, shine your radiance from the inside out. And for women who are in a relationship, it's going to be all about how to take your relationship to the next level. It's basic logic. When you feel good, when you feel alive, do you remember a time in your life where you felt so powerful and joyful and radiant? Just go there for a second. Think about a time in your life where you felt really sexy and alive and free. When you're in that state, so many good things happen. When you're in that state, you are more likely to attract the man of your dream. And when you're in that state, you are more likely to be nice to your children. You're more likely to have a better sex life. It's our emotions, they control our lives. And so in this solo episodes, I'm going to bring my own knowledge around love, relationship, mindset, and confidence, and much more. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm inviting you to join me on this ride. And now, doing this solo episode is a challenge I took as a part of my own group. I have a group on Facebook. It's called Awaken Your Inner Goddess 7-Day Challenge. And we started a 7-day challenge just before last Valentine's Day. And every day was about a different topic. And I created a Facebook group, and about 450 women took that challenge. And what happened since looking back at the last year, many, many magical things happened in the group. For example, I have a few ladies, more than a few ladies, that got into amazing relationships and built more confidence in themselves and connected more to their femininity and that sense of freedom and flow and juiciness and loving life. And I mean, the success stories are amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't even, I can't even, it's unbelievable. I even got invited to a wedding. One of the ladies, they already got married, and man, that's less than a year. That's pretty good. Not even my one-on-one coaching. This was just me coaching the group. Yeah, it's very powerful. So the reason why I mentioned the group is because we're going to have a challenge coming up soon before Valentine's Day. I'm going to relaunch the same challenge because it's freaking awesome and it changed the women's lives. And because just recently I added themed days to the group, and one of them is Goddess Warrior Monday. And I participate in the challenge as well, just as a mean of relating and connecting with the group more. And also for myself, I mean, those little challenges are very, very good because they focus you on what you really want to achieve in life. And if you achieve a little bit every day, after you look back and you see, wow, I achieved so much. So during Goddess Warrior Day, I committed to recording this episode. So hooray me. I hope you will enjoy it. Today we're going to speak, like I said, we're going to talk about confidence and about how to tap into that part of you that is super powerful and successful. And by the way, if you want to join Awaken Your Inner Goddess 7-Day Challenge Facebook group for women, then you can just look it up on Facebook, and then you have to answer 3 questions. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm like a mama bear. I'm very protective of who I let in the group. I have many requests, and I don't say yes because, let's say, that I look at the person's profile and it's all about like selfies and very low vibration. So I'm really careful with the quality of the ladies that I add to the group. So you have to have a decent Facebook profile. You have to have a picture, because if I can't see you, I can't trust you. It's the minimum. There are so many fake profiles out there. So I look to see that it's not a fake profile. I look to see who's that woman is related to. And I look to see that she answers my 3 questions, because we live in a universe where I totally believe in the law of attraction, and we attract from our point of vibration, but there is also the law of action. If the lady that applied to join the group can't even bother answering 3 simple questions, then she won't be adding value to the group. And in order for the group to thrive, the more you invest in it, the more you get out of it. And let me tell you, the ladies that invested in the group are the ones that got the relationships, the breakthroughs, the amazing, amazing things that happened. So if you want to see the testimonials, just scroll down and you'll see it's mind blowing. So that's enough about the Facebook group. Let's begin. I believe that you are much stronger than you think you are. And this is actually a Superman quote. You're much stronger than you think you are. Trust me. And my promise to you is that I'm going to do the best that I can to give you the most value during this love cast. And I'm gonna do my best. This is my first time, so be gentle on me. And I will also really appreciate if you can comment, review the podcast, contact me on orionsmethod.com and leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked it. And you can also go to stellarlifepodcast.com and check out the show notes. I'm sure the checklist for this episode, it's going to be very long because it's value packed. It's packed with value. It's packed with awesomeness. You always hear me as you hear the intro to the podcast, and it's about I'm a coach, I'm a love coach, but let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm a love coach, I'm a transformation coach, I'm an anything coach, but right now what I really focus, what my niche is I help women awaken their inner goddess so they can stop looking for love in all the wrong places and attract their soulmate. I work with women that are already in relationships and help them shine and find their place in their relationship, because a lot of the time when we get in relationships, we start forgetting ourselves. And I also work with single ladies and I help them attract love, not hunt for love, but attract love. And the side effects are powerful, because the moment you raise your confidence, the moment you feel stronger, everything in your life changes. My clients raise their rates. They found new work. They become more successful in their work. They become better moms. And I'm not saying this is just a part of the testimonials. They say, I'm a better mom. My kids notice the difference. They know that I smile after I coach with you. I even had a client that came for me for love and stopped smoking after 3 sessions. And it wasn't even a part of the deal. I just heard that she was smoking. I was like, hey, you really got to take care of your body. And I did some magic, because I work a lot with neurolinguistic programming, hypnotic guided meditations. I talk a lot to the subconscious mind. Whatever we experience, our thoughts, our conscious mind is only 5%. And all our programming and patterns happen in the 95%. That is your subconscious mind. So I talk a lot to the subconscious mind when I coach my ladies. I am the founder of Orion's Method. This is my method of success. It is a few simple steps that can change your life forever. Sometimes the simplest thing is the most complex and the most effective. So I simplify, but there is a lot of detailed work, and a lot of things that goes into my method. It's ever expanding, ever evolving. Like I said, I travel a lot. I bring a lot of knowledge from the greatest leaders and luminaries of our time. I traveled over 37 countries and I studied with the best and I invested so much money. It's insane amounts. Being like rubbing shoulder with the best people in the world so I can bring this knowledge to you. So that's where my method is. It's based on my past experience, my learning, and it's ever evolving, ever expanding. The more I learn, and I'm a learner and I've learned a whole lot, the more I bring into the table. And I see myself as when I coach people, even though I traveled and I have all those credentials and I studied and all that, I feel like the most important thing with coaching is connecting. Because even with everything that I studied, it's a limited knowledge. There is so much knowledge in the world. So when I coach people, my job as a coach is to almost like open myself to connecting with the universal Google, connecting with a higher power, connected with the, I don't know how to call it, the supreme consciousness that connects all of us, that oneness, that even though you feel sometimes a sense of separation, you are connected to everything. You are connected to the earth. You are connected to other people, and you are connected to infinite wisdom from the past and the future. And you can download it. If your vessel is open enough to connect with that. So when I coach, it's a three-way thing. It's a connection between myself, my client, and God, the universe, creator, infinite source of energy, whatever you call it. So that's how it happens. This is how the success comes, because I'm just a vessel. I'm just here to help and to do my best, you know? And the way I work, my approach, Rand's method approach, is working on your mind, body, and spirit, because everything is connected. So it's about owning your power, and it's about your belief system. It's about igniting your passion and optimizing your health. And it is about nourishing your body, your mind, and your spirit. So just a little bit about me. I don't think I've ever really introduced myself. I was born in Tel Aviv, and I grew up with my mom and my sister. My mom is a single mom. I had a pretty difficult childhood, so I turned out to be a bit of a rebel. And then I joined the IDF and I was intelligence. I served in the intelligence unit. So if you ask me what I did in the army, I can't tell you, because if I'll tell you, I'll have to kill you. After the army, I worked as an entertainer in a hotel in Elat City. Every hotel in Elat City, it's like a beautiful, beautiful resort city, kind of like Miami, but then you have the Red Sea where you have coral reefs and diving and dolphins and water sports. It's really beautiful. And then on the back, you have the desert and lovely hotels. It kind of looks like Miami, but slightly different. And every hotel has an entertainment team. So I was a part of the team, and we used to go out wearing costumes and greet the guests and perform musical style performances at night. And that was a lovely adventure. And then I went to Tel Aviv and I got a job as a car saleswoman. I didn't even have a driving license then, but I did it and it killed me. It was just like, oh God, 14 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours in the showroom wearing those very strict uniform. It was really not my personality. So I decided to go somewhere exotic. And I found this guidebook about Japan. And I was fascinated. I started highlighting all the places I wanted to go. And the next morning, I had a conversation with my manager and I told him, hey, manager, listen, I thank you so much for accepting me here. And I'm going to leave. And I was a good salesperson and he didn't want me to leave. And he started telling me about the economy and how I have a good job and I shouldn't leave it. And I said, well, thank you very much. I'm giving you my 2-week notice. And I just bought a ticket to Japan. And in 2 weeks, mind you, I made good money, but I never saved. I used to spend all my money. So I had only $700 in my pocket leaving to Japan. First travel out of the country, right? And it's far away and it's at the other side of the world. I don't know where I'm going to stay. And I just decided, well, here I am, here I go. So yeah, I went to Japan and that was a whole, like there were so many stories. It was a magical experience. It had its turbulences and ups and downs, but I freaking loved it. And then I decided after 3.5 years to make my dream come true and come to the US to study acting because I really wanted to be the next Angelina Jolie or the next Gal Gadot and become this Wonder Woman. And when I came here, I couldn't even read English. First, my accent was very, very heavy. I used to speak like this. And when I read English, this is how I read. I am going. It was ridiculous. And I said, okay, if I want to be an actress here, I need to study. I need to learn how to read English because when they hand me a script, I couldn't even read it. So the first book I was able to finish in English was Harry Potter because it was so interesting. And so I've learned to speak English. And then I studied acting for 2 years in a very famous school in New York City. And we studied from early morning to late night. And there was dance classes involved and diction classes. And I even had a private tutor for my diction and my English. And we studied everything. And then I pursued acting for a while, but I believed my own small voice and also the voices of casting agents or even my teachers that told me that because of where I'm from and because of my English, I won't be able to succeed. But I started succeeding a little bit, and then I met a guy that I thought was my dream come true, and he turned out to be horrible. I'm not going to get into the details, but I ended up in a hospital. And I'll just leave it at that. And so I decided to become strong because I decided that nobody's ever going to hurt me ever again. And I did it through using my body to get stronger, using my mindset to lift myself up. And that actually put me on that path of really seriously studying from so many people. And that was my greatest gift. Without that pain, without those dark moments, without all that chaos, I wouldn't be able to be the person that I am today. Do you remember a time in your life where life was so dark and you thought, oh my God, there is no way out. I am in deep trouble. And then looking back, you saw it was your gift. And without it, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. That's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what I teach. Everything that I teach comes from my own experience. I had to get myself out of depression. I had to find my physical strength. I had to become tough and then learn how to incorporate my softer side and how to figure out what being a woman is for me and how I can incorporate both my masculine side and my feminine side in order to shine in life and in my relationship. I had to learn how to be a good partner because after I went through everything that I went through, I found my soulmate. I found a man that I love and I adore and I'm grateful for every day of my life. And I didn't know how to find a man like that. I had to figure it out. I had to go out and explore and invest all my money and and learn from the best. So I'll be able to learn from myself and I'll be able to teach you, my dear a few things about life, a few things about love, and just maybe redirect you, help you fine tune or remind you of things that you already know that are inside you. And sometimes you need to learn the tools, sometimes you just need a reminder. And this is why I am here for you. These days, my husband and I live with our little animal. It's a little kitty named Hazel. She's very cute and very demanding. And we live in Santa Monica by the beach. And I love my life. I think I have a pretty good life. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You become wealthier, then you get more problems around wealth. You find the love of your life, and then there is always the next level. We are ever evolving, ever expanding beings. You never really arrive until the day you die. So you might as well enjoy the journey right here and right now. So that was a big introduction about me, but I wanted you to know me. And I also hope that some of my stories inspired you and gave you hope. You know, your subconscious mind doesn't really understand logic, but it does understand stories. So you might have listened to something that changed your life forever and you don't even know it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The problem with being really strong and really powerful and really tough for a woman is that sometimes it can be isolating. You might feel different. You might feel like you're too strong, like you're too much. Sometimes for a woman, it's hard to find work-life balance completely because, listen, we have this feminine liberation. And oh my God, I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she was a real feminist. And now she's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm the breadwinner. I go out, I work, and I have 4 kids. I go home and I take care of the house and take care of the kids. So what the hell is this feminine liberation? Now I'm just doing twice the work and my husband is just chilling like a king. You know, of course he's working and all, but it was an interesting perspective. So we do need to find work-life balance. We don't need to exhaust ourselves and prove the world that we're good enough, girl power and all that, in order to prove that we are worthy, that we are strong women. There is some type of a work-life balance that has to happen because you do need to nourish that side of you that is flowy and fun and feeling free and feeling excited. You need to nourish yourself. You gotta give yourself that time to feel like a woman and not like you have the weight of the world on your shoulder. And you have to find out what's the word woman means to you. Sometimes it's hard for women to, especially in relationships, especially when the kids arrive, to have work-life balance. And it can be risky to go out, to do everything that you do, to try to prove everybody wrong. So the fear is, if you are taking on this superhero part of yourself, the fear is that because you're doing so much, it might become destructive. And there is always the risk of losing the people you love, losing your partner, detaching from your kids, and also losing your own powers because you're freaking exhausted. Orion's method is about mastering your power, your feminine power, the power of your happiness, the power of your joy, the power of your body, and the power of your feminine, because there is power in femininity, in vulnerability. And I'm not talking about losing that part of you that is of the masculine, that has this masculine energy, that is focused, driven, moving forward, but the power that is in softness, in letting go of control, you know what I mean, of connecting to your vulnerability, and you know what I mean, and mastering this power and combining both energies of masculine and feminine in you equals freedom. Because then you're not successful because you have to or you have to prove a point. You are free to be exactly who you are and show up in the world exactly how you like. And this is true freedom. I hope you can see it. I hope, does it make sense to you? The opportunity here is to feel like you belong and to have an amazing relationship, because the moment you incorporate all your power, both feminine energy, masculine energy, and you learn the dance in between, it really helps your relationship. You don't give up your alpha type personality, but with your partner, you show up differently. With your kids, with your family, with your friends, you show up differently. You know, my client said, people ask me if I did something to my hair, if I changed my makeup or if I changed my clothes. And it wasn't it. Something inside of her changed, some sort of freedom shined, and I was just there to give her permission to shine. Sometimes you just need permission. Somebody has to tell you, hey, you're okay just the way you are, and it's okay to be this, and it's okay to be that. And I don't know why we keep looking for affirmation or confirmation from our surrounding, but sometimes we do. Another opportunity is to be in a controlled, fun flow state. Sometimes the biggest control is in giving up control to some degree and allowing the universe to guide you and put you on your path and take you to those places that you need to go. So the aspiration is to feel complete self-acceptance, to feel sexy, fun, and to feel desirable, and to feel like the world is your oyster. I just want you to take a moment to think about who is your own personal superhero. And what would life be like without him or her? One of my superheroes, well, there is a Marvel superheroes. Right now I'm obsessed with Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman. And I'm like, oh my God, she's amazing. But my personal superhero is my mom. My mom has been through a very, very difficult time in her life. Very, very. She's been through a lot of suffering. And I think she did a good job with my sister and I. She did a pretty good job. I turned out pretty okay, even though I was super wild as a child. Oh, God. The stories I'm not going to tell you. Oh, my God. And she is my inspiration, and she changed herself. She was a different person when we grew up, and now she's a completely different person. And she went to self-development and all those, like she introduced me to Louise Hay and the power of your subconscious mind. And she put me on that path of self-development, and she changed herself. She is my true superhero. And I want you to ask you, who is your superhero? Just answer it to yourself. Because you had people in your life that were kind of like guardian angels, and they showed up and they said something and they did something when you really needed it, and they helped you. And those are the true heroes. You do need to awaken that part of you that is strong and successful and like a superhero. And I'll tell you why. Because if not, just like any other superhero, the people around you will die. You need to show up. If you can't show up for yourself, show up for the people around you. Mother Teresa said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. You might think to yourself, I'm just one person. I cannot change the world. It's a big world. But you just do one little thing, and just like throwing a little pebble in the water, there's ripple effects. In my life, I had conversations with people that changed their lives, even randomly in a party. I didn't even know that. I remember I had a conversation with a woman. She called me like a month later, and she's like, thank you for that 5-minute conversation. I just lost 15 pounds. Like, whoa, that's amazing. You don't know who you affect. You, your energy, the way you show up, everywhere you show up, you affect people. If you're angry with a cashier, You might like really change her life for the worst, and she will go home and yell at her kid, and a kid will show up to school and start bullying other people. You don't know. Or you can show up and see the cashier in the supermarket and smile at her and say, "Hey, honey, how you doing today?" You don't have to use the word honey, or just be nice. Just say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" Just be interested, because when you are interested in other people, you are more interesting. So just start being more interested in other people. Make them smile. Make them smile. You don't know the ripple effect. She might go home and feel so good and give her kid a hug, and he will feel inspired and succeed in his exam the next day. And then the teacher will be happy, and you don't know. Like the ripple effect, it's in the realm of what you don't know. But the thing that you know, that everything that you do and the energy that you spread around you affect everything around you, affect the world. So Mother Teresa was just a little old lady, and she created a big change in the world. And she will be remembered forever. So I'm going to invite you now to learn 5 magic pills to awaken that part of you that is strong, successful, and superhero-like. So first, in order to awaken that part of you that is like a superhero, you want to get into a super state. One of the ways to increase your mindset is getting into a state of flow. One book that I'll recommend is The Rise of Superman. And it's the science of how to get in a state of flow. And there are many flow triggers: psychological, environmental, social, creative. And what he talked to in the state of flow is that some mega athletes, the moment they ski and jump off the mountain, they get into a flow state. It's that state where everything slows down and you're really present in the moment. One of the times that I remember I was in a flow state, and it's really vivid in my mind, is when I did my first Aikido test. And I was doing the Aikido exercises with my partners, and it felt like the world was slowing down. And it's like everything became in slow motion, and I saw myself putting my opponent to the ground gently and really slowly. It's almost like time stretches. And what induces flow state is doing things that you are afraid of, getting out of your comfort zone. In order to get out of my comfort zone, I walked on fire at a Tony Robbins event. Actually, I walked on fire about 5 times. I walked on glass in another event. I broke an arrow with my neck. I broke boards. I did all those things because sometimes when you do something physical to get over your fear, it unlocks something. Like, if I can do that, what else can I do? If there is something that you're afraid to do, like right now, I was really afraid to do this podcast. I'm like, what the hell am I going to talk to them about for a whole hour? But I did it anyway. And every time you do something out of your comfort zone, getting out of that state of comfort, you get more in the state of flow. And this is another way to train your brain. There are infinite ways to train your brain. Neuro-linguistic programming and tapping and a lot of things that I talk with experts here on Stellar Life podcast. But one thing that you can be responsible for is getting in a state of flow and also finding things to do that are outside of your comfort zone. So think to yourself, what can you do today to get outside of your comfort zone? And it can be as simple as, if you take the same route every day to go to your workplace, take a different route. See different things. We get so much accustomed to routines. Break out of your routine and expand your horizons. It's very important for you to get in the state of flow, because in that state of flow, everything is open and your mind expands and you create more neural connections in your brain and you actually become smarter. So if you want to become smarter, get outside of your comfort zone. Do something that scares you and feel the fear and do it anyway. I have an episode here about fear. I think it was, I don't remember the number, but maybe like 3 episodes back or something like that. So check it out and learn how to deal with fear, because you want to feel the fear and do it anyways. Another thing you can do to condition your brain is using your body. So you can get in a super pose for, let's say, 30 seconds. And the super pose is like standing like Wonder Woman. You know, that iconic superhero stand? You just stand like that. You go to the bathroom and you stand like that for 30 seconds. And then you go and you show up in your meeting. Because our mind and body, they're so connected. When your body slouches, when your body looks depressed, you will start feeling depressed. When your body looks powerful, you will start feeling powerful. It's been scientifically proven. So use your body, use your posture. And when you want to feel more courageous, become more courageous. I was just at a yoga class yesterday, and the teacher said, every time you feel down and depressed, do the warrior pose. It will give you strength. Why? Because it's a strong pose. It just makes sense. You're all engaged. Your body's engaged. Your body is strong. Your head is strong. Your mind will start feeling good as well. So use your body. Make sure that you're using the right posture and you feel strong. Another thing you can do is using superfoods. You want to nourish your body. Seriously, I see so many successful women that neglect their body. It's not even a joke. It's like they have so much money in the bank, but their bodies, it's like, they don't take care of their bodies. You can wear Gucci and Prada, but if your body is weak, if your bones are weak, if you don't have the level of energy, then it's almost like, why? Why? Your body is the most important thing. We are spiritual being living in this human existence. Your body is your temple. You want to take care of her. And you take care of her by using green, lean, and clean organic foods. You want to use juicing and superfoods and vitamins and minerals. And I could do a whole podcast about that and we dive deeper. But you're a smart person and you kind of know already what's good for you and what's not good for you. And every other day there is this new powerful superfood that people are talking about. So try it and take care of your body. Your body is important. Love yourself. Love your body. You want to train your body. Honestly, women, after 30s, you start losing your bone density. Your bones are starting to become weak. Every year, you lose about 1 or 2% of your bone density. But you can do weight training and strengthen your bones. It's even proven for women in the age of 70 and 80. Like when they start doing some light weight training, they become stronger and they stopped bone marrow loss. You know, those old ladies that they fall and they crack their hips? This is bone marrow. This is a weak bone. So please do yourself a favor and start getting your asses in the gym and start training. And no, you're not going to get big and bulky like the big bodybuilders because you'll have to work really, really, really hard to get there. So you want to do weight training. You want to do light cardio. You want to, because your heart is a muscle, you want to condition your heart. It will help you. Another one is you have to think about your friends. Who do you hang out with? Do you hang out with people that brings you down? If you're a single woman and you just hang out with bitter single ladies and you all just meet together and talk about how hard life is, this is not good. It's not affecting you well because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So if you are inspired to find love, go and hang out with couples that are in love and have this as your model. If you want to be successful, go and buy lunch for somebody successful or just go to their seminar, be around them, rub shoulders with them. Because then your chances to become more successful in life, in love, in everything that you want will increase. Because you want to model success. And you also want to use super speed. You want to take decisions quickly and change your mind slowly. Because successful people take decisions quickly and they change their mind slowly. If you want to go and, buy an apartment. I know it's a big decision, but make some big decisions. If you just listen to your body, listen to your heart, and it feels right, follow your heart. Be somewhat logical, but mostly I believe in following your heart because you have many, many answers inside of you. So I know we spoke about so many things today, and I just want to summarize the 5 magic pills, the 5 tips to unleashing your inner superhero. Number 1, we talked about super state, how to condition your mind to success, especially through using a state of flow and breaking your routine. Number 2 was superfoods. You got to nourish your body using superfoods, vitamin, minerals, organic fruits and vegetables, and just good food, not processed, hopefully gluten-free, and hopefully homemade and healthy, delicious, and full of nutrients. Number 3 was super training. You got to train your body. You got to train your body and get yourself to the gym. Weight training is essential. You also want to do light cardio. And when you get to the gym and you train, find something that is fun for you, especially for the ladies. Dancing is great. Yoga is wonderful. And also some kind of movement that is of the feminine, like belly dancing, pole dancing, etc., etc. Number 4 was super friends. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So make sure that you want to model success and hang out with people that have the success that you want. Number 5 was super speed. Success loves speed. So like we said, successful people take decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Don't be wishy-washy about your life. Just, you know how they say, pick a horse and ride it. So pick a horse and ride it. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed my story and my journey. I hope you got inspired and learned some tips that will help you. I will really appreciate if you will go to orionsmethod.com or stellarlifepodcast.com and leave me a review and just let me know, how was this first episode? Was it too long? Was it great? I hope it's great. If it's great, please tell everybody. If it's not, keep it to yourself. I just hope you enjoyed it. And also what's coming up is we are relaunching Awaken Your Inner Goddess 7-day challenge. So stay tuned. There are also more surprises that are coming. I'm going to open a coaching group soon that is to do with sexy confidence, becoming a magnet for success and love, and all kinds of good things. And I'm going to announce it later. And if you enjoy my style, you can have a conversation with me. We can do one-on-one coaching. Go to orionsmethod.com and contact me, and we'll do a quick consultation to see if we are a good fit and if I can help you with your path and with what you need. So this is Orion signing off. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, you are powerful beyond measure.
Thank you for joining me on my mission to light people up and change lives around the world. I hope today's conversation inspires you to step up, go after the life of your dreams, and be who you want to be. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go to stellarlifepodcast.com for show notes, transcripts, and other cool stuff. And please subscribe, review, and help spread the word by sharing us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.